Dobar dan I dobrodošli. Sit down and relax as we are about to read some manga I've had my eyes on for a while. I recommend opening the official scans or translations linked in the description and reading along with me, since my streams will obscure the pages for copyright reasons and because I want to support the creators behind the works. You can find me on my socials that are linked in the description, so subscribe to or follow SomeEuropeanChick outside of YouTube if you want to get to know me better or support me. Now without further ado, let's read. Chainsaw Man. Hold on. Yeah, I look shiny again. Why do I always look shiny on stream? Hold on. Oh, hi, welcome. I don't know. I have no products on my face. I don't know what's happening. There isn't even that much sweat or anything. Like, look, the blotting paper, it doesn't look that bad. Okay, I mean, I guess we're done here. Sorry for that. Welcome, welcome to the stream. This is what we do here on the SomeEuropeanChick channel. I lure you in with Chainsaw Man, but actually, I'm just here to make you watch. Watch me do something with my face and body. I don't know. I don't care. Let's go to the comic. Yesterday, I wasted too much time, like 25 minutes or so, before we even got into the comic. And today, we're not gonna be like that. We're just gonna go straight into the chapter 132. And by the way, same as yesterday, we're gonna be reading 3 chapters. And that's gonna happen tomorrow and the day after tomorrow too. And then we've caught up with Chainsaw Man. I know a new chapter is dropping today. That one we're gonna read on Thursday. Okay. And then, once we're finally caught up, from next week onwards, we can have our normal streaming schedule. Monday is Golden Kamuy and Dorohedoro. Check them out, they're good. And then on Tuesday, we're gonna have the chapter, I don't know, when does the chapter drop? I think it's 5 p.m. my time. I think it's 5 p.m. So the newest chapter first, if there is any, and then we're going to the one-shots, because there's 2 volumes of just Fujimoto one-shots, and we're gonna read through them. And once we're done with those, I'm gonna be rereading Fire Punch, if you're interested in that. Oh my gosh, I just saw your other video, hoping this reaction would come soon. Thank you. Well, we're gonna start now. So I remember the last thing was that Justice or Famine was like, okay, Control Devil, we need to protect pizzas because we love them. So we can't have the prophecy happening. Even though, like, why is it a fact that it's gonna happen? It's a prophecy. It's I don't believe in clairvoyance, to be honest. Okay, but hi Grape Urui. Hi. There is one thing. Okay, hold on. We're going Big Elder mode. I don't necessarily believe in clairvoyance. Like, maybe there's like one person in like a billion who can do something I can't explain by science, you know, with science. But if every person that came up with some prophecies, if we believed them, we would have already seen Doomsday come like a million times already. A million times, at least. So I don't know why we believe them, but anyway, what I wanted to tell you, a story of unexplainable things. Well, I have to say, I always call my mom a witch, because sometimes she says things that then come true, and it's not like trivial shit. For example, once while I was still in Austria, she decided, yeah, she is gonna go to Bosnia. I don't remember for what reason, but she wanted to go to Bosnia. And before she went, like, oh, I think she went out and either came back or called me and said, Elda, and that was like a year and a half ago. Yeah, I think it was Easter last year. Uh, my mom called me and she said, Elda, if if your appendix starts hurting, you need to call an ambulance. Okay? Don't play with your life, call an ambulance. Don't try to self-medicate, call an ambulance, okay? And I thought, what the fuck? She just randomly told me if your appendix starts hurting. Like, why would it? Why now? What? You know? That was so out of left field. I never expected that, and I was like, yeah, sure, okay, you know, have a safe trip to Bosnia. And you know what happened 2 days after? You guessed it. My appendix got inflamed. I did self-medicate though. I didn't call an ambulance. Because I was like, okay, I need to kind of push through the pain. I hate doctors. I hate going to the hospital. I don't know what they're gonna do to me. I don't want to be cut up yet. So I self-medicated, but the fact that she either knew or she cursed me into getting, you know, an inflamed appendix. What the fuck was that about? The Donovan shirt pains me. Look at that. Yeah, this week we're gonna just look at awesome shirts that I possess. Look at this. It's even worse than you think. Okay, look at this. Look at the entire shirt. It is what you think it is. It's Donovan on the rape horse. It was merch from a one-man band that I wanted to support because he was funny and his songs were honestly really good and they were all Berserk related. So I wanted to support him. And that was his shirt. And honestly, it's high quality. Like it's pure cotton. And I've washed it so many times and nothing has come off. It's super high quality, like the print and everything. It feels just so good. My mom also figured out my brother had the same situation as soon as he felt pain in his stomach. Like getting up gave me some unexplainable feet reveal video trauma. You want to see my feet again? I can do that. But I don't know if people want to see that. I mean, people usually pay for feet. And I'm here giving my feet out for free. That shouldn't be happening. But anyway, I rambled, even though I said we wouldn't ramble today. But yeah, my mom's a witch. Like, that was one example. There's so many, I don't even remember any of them. But this one was just so bizarre because it, you know, it was an inflamed appendix. That's not something that you forget. A lot of my dreams come true, really. You know when my predictions come true? When I'm playing card games. So it's totally useless. I may have that witch gene in me, but it's fucking useless outside of card games. Like, I'm here playing cards and I'm like, now, this person is, they need to throw me out a queen of heart. Queen of heart, I need that. And then they throw it out and I'm like, ah, thank you, I knew that would happen. It's useless, really. But yeah. Let's go to Chainsaw Man. We're talking about Nostradamus and his predictions. My stream died. We're back, I hope. Uh what I was about to say is honestly in part 2 we have far more world building. Like we learn a lot more about the world of Chainsaw Man and what things are happening outside of just the Devil Hunters association, like to normal ass society, everyday life. We get to know that, and honestly, it's so bizarre. It's so weird. But anyway, oh yeah, chapter 140 has been released now too. Yeah, I'm expecting that a lot more people are gonna read that instead of just tune into the stream. But anyway, oh, this is cute. I want to know which grade she's in because, as I said, she looked like 4 or maybe 5 in part 1, and I think only a year has passed. She should be 6 now, but she kind of looks like she's 12. So what's up with that? Like, that is weird too. Is that normal? Would be cool if Death isn't the sister of the other horsemen, but rather their mother. That would be interesting, but I don't know if it would change anything. I don't know up to which point we will be reacting to, but it will be interesting. We're gonna read the next 3 chapters, so 132, 33, and 34. Okay. She's having lunch at school. I hope it's provided by the school for no fee at all, because my boy Denji, he has to feed 10 mouths. 10? It's 7 dogs, 1 cat. Yeah. 1 little girl and himself. 10 mouths. And he's unemployed right now. Which, by the way, why was he fired from the Devil Hunters? Like, from the public safety thing? Why was he fired? Like, I don't know, if I had in my organization Chainsaw Man, I would just let him go and just live and do whatever he wants. Like, he could reveal himself, he could become a danger to everyone. I would like to have him on a leash. Okay, that sounds very much like Makima, but you know what I mean. Like, that was logical. If you have a super potent weapon, you're not just gonna leave it lying around somewhere. You're gonna want to lock it up somewhere where you can see it, so no one else has it, and also so it doesn't cause any harm, and also so you can maybe use it for something that's useful in your books. So I don't know what's up with that. Why would they just fire him and let him go? And what is unimaginable to me, the most unrealistic thing in the entirety of Chainsaw Man. What landlord lets someone with 7 huskies live in their apartment? Huskies, if they were poodles or border collies or even German shepherds or Rottweilers, okay, but huskies? Have you heard them? They are just sirens on legs. It's non-stop noise. They're insane. You can't control huskies. They control your life. And someone with 7 of them, that is so unrealistic. There is no way he got that apartment. I mean, he got it, but I'm just saying that is so unrealistic. I think he probably quit himself. Yeah, but does he have a choice? You know, Makima left him no choice. Either you work for us, or we're gonna eliminate you as a devil. Either you're gonna be useful for us, but we are not gonna let you go outside and do whatever the fuck you want, and risk someone else getting to you. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, he has no choice, right? He quit himself, but who allowed him to quit? He was too bad something in it. but even he is like, he's not God. There's no point in applying logic to Chainsaw Man, true. Nayuta probably got the landlord on a leash. Yeah, you're right. I forgot. Okay, maybe it does make sense. She probably manipulated the landlord to see, I don't know, just a bag of noodles instead of huskies or something. I don't know. Yeah, you're right. I forgot that Nayuta has the powers that Makima had, you know, the power of manipulation and control. I forgot about that. Oopsie. Oopsie. In that case, it makes sense. But then I wonder, does he have any neighbors? Because then all the neighbors should be under Nayuta's control too. I'm just saying. Maybe since what is that font you're using, Captain Hook? I've never seen that, but anyway, maybe since Nayuta is part of it, they're obedient. You've what? Wretched? I think he bought it while ago with Aki's money. YouTube keeps giving up. I know, it's my OBS. I don't know why it keeps crashing. I'm sorry about that. It's not the connection. Or is it? But OBS keeps crashing. But at least it comes back, okay? At least it comes back. So anyway. Yep. Yeah. Okay, mystery solved. I bet Naruto makes neighbors give her money. Yeah, mystery solved. That's how they can keep living a normal life and have everyone fed. 10 mouths fed. They just fucking manipulate people into giving them money. Or not paying rent at all. You know, that would already help a lot. Then Aki's savings could last them a bit longer. Even though that wasn't, you know, a really big amount of money. But it could last them like maybe 3 years or so for just food costs for all of them. Maybe they did something to the landlord. That would already explain everything. Okay, we're back to having logic in Chainsaw Man. Thank you for helping me use my brain, chat. Thank you. I sometimes forget to do that. I sometimes forget who we're watching do things, who we're, you know, accompanying on their journey. I forget. I don't know why. Alright. Eating lunch. Oh, it's so fucking hot. I'm already sweating. Oof, my back is already kind of damp. TMI, it's super hot here. I do not understand how some kids need to go to school in this weather. It's all schools around the world that experience summer during the months of July and August should not have school during those months. The entirety of July and August should be summer break. Because this heat is unbearable. I guess it's other months for Australia and New Zealand and I guess generally the southern hemisphere, but I think summers are far worse in the northern hemisphere, but I'm not sure. Someone correct me. But I think, you know, because of the tilt of the earth, I could be wrong. I could be so wrong. But anyway, make summer's school free periods, okay? Okay, finish reading first. We have been spared bi-weekly yet again. Woohoo! Yet again. That's great. So we're gonna have something to read next week. That's good news. Yeah, we also have all summer as a break. And, you know, for school children, here in Austria, it's all of July and all of August. 2 months of summer break. And for university students, it's 3 months. It's July, August, and September. So yeah. Shota, Yumi, give me your desserts. Okay, here. Yeah, she is using those powers well. Like, she knows she knows what she can do and what use she can have of it. Yeah. Yeah. Going back to school during the season of summer don't even sound right. Right? Still find it crazy that Americans go back to summer. Go back to summer? You mean go back to school during August? Yeah. Same for some Swiss people because all cantons they have different periods for those, different even laws. Oh my god. But they have different break periods, and I feel so bad for these Swiss people. But also in Japan, I think summer break is only 1 month. It's horrible. Yeah, I do that too, helicopter kin. Yeah, I do that too. Don't worry. Long time no see. Yes, long time no see, Yaroslav. Nice to have you back. But this is okay, this is great. I love this because she does behave like a child. Obviously, you would do that too as a child. Admit it. You would do that too. She's probably manipulating teachers into giving her answers for the test. Is it just me or are a lot of kids absent today? Why though? I heard a lot of people are moving away from Tokyo. Why though? Because I think I know why. The denser the population, the more devils are gonna appear. Like, more kids are probably dead than are moving, don't you think? Damn. See, that is one of the tragedies of Chainsaw Man. Because as this one public shouter said, I think it was 7 out of 20 people, so that's like 35% of the population are gonna be killed by devils. They're not even gonna reach old age, they're just gonna fucking die at the hands of a devil. And that's a lot. Because usually it's heart disease, cancer, and so on that's truly killing people. But that also comes with old age. The older you are, the more likely you are to develop a sort of cancer or heart disease that's gonna cost you your life. So, another footstool, thank you. So to hear that like 35% of the population are being killed by devils, that is insane. A lot of children die. How do you even It's insane to me that this society kind of looks like ours, even though devil attacks are devastating, as we saw with the cockroach devil, with the bat devil, a lot, and also with the falling devil. Like, a lot of buildings went kaput, okay? But you would think that a society that is plagued with devils would kind of have an infrastructure that's built around that appearance, so that you can better protect yourself against devils. It's not like with, I don't know if you've seen Shin Godzilla, but that is a good disaster movie because you see this unstoppable force that is just walking, right? And destroying everything in its path. And you have to act right now. There's meetings, there's plans, there's how do you make that happen, right? How do you, even if you have a plan, do you have the money? Do you have the forces? Do you have everything you need? Do you have the time to, once the plan is done, to reassess the situation if it doesn't work, right? There's a lot of things that go into risk management and saving the public, evacuation, and so on. So that is a different scenario, is what I'm trying to say. Well, why am I not switching to big Elder mode? But that is a different situation, right? Because it's an acute thing, something that's chronic. Right, you'd build an infrastructure around that. so it's not as devastating. Because if Godzilla were to be an occurrence that happens like every day or every other day, you do something about that. And I don't know if you've seen Evangelion, Neon Genesis Evangelion, the anime from 1995, 96. That is a good example too, although it works a little different, right? Because there's angels coming. First of all, 80% of the population, of the world population, decimated. Okay. And then the other, like the rest, the 20%, they went underground. They still have the cities on the surface of the earth, right? So it looks like people are living there, and sometimes they are living there. But then you also have this mechanism that when an angel arrives, the buildings are taken underground. And it just, I forgot what that's called. In the anime, I forgot what that's called. But anyway, you have measures in place once an angel arrives. Now, with these devils, even if you had an entire city underground, like, I don't know, some cave city structure, whatever, they could still appear there because they appear where humans are. It could be that way, that's preventing Japan and maybe the rest of the world in Chainsaw Man from adapting effective ways to protect their population. But it's scary how similar the society in Chainsaw Man and all its buildings and so on look to ours, because we don't have to deal with catastrophes like that, but they do on almost a daily basis. You'd think something would change with the way buildings work, roads work, railways too, but everything, like the entire infrastructure of the society, would have to change a little bit, or just have, an emergency situation thing where it changes and everyone already knows how to behave. Here in Chainsaw Man, people are just walking around as if they're taking a stroll in a park, as if there couldn't just be a devil arriving, around the corner and, I don't know, taking your skin off. So, that is, that is something that I've wondered about while reading Chainsaw Man. Like, how can it be that nothing was done to protect the people? Like, there are no preventative measures. There's just, once devils appear, we throw people at them. Even if they're ill-equipped. Even if they're not equipped at all to deal with the devil. They're just, the public safety bureau is just throwing people at them. We saw that with the falling devil. There's just snipers, but the snipers get taken out too, because how the fuck do you even... Or the devil hunters that appeared at the school when Yuka was running amok. They just got sliced up in a second. Like, the only thing that governments seem to be doing in Chainsaw Man, in the Chainsaw Man universe, is no preventative measures, and when something happens, just throw people at it. And then who's gonna do the reconstruction? Who's, like, what do hospitals look like? Because there's gonna be a lot of injured people. Do they have the capacity to deal with that? Like, but I don't know, but there's just none of that in Chainsaw Man. And I think that's the most dystopian part of Chainsaw Man. The people just continue on with life as if none of that is happening, as if devils don't exist. Oh, a devil is just walking, like a man with chainsaws sticking out. Yeah, we're gonna form a cult around that. We're actually gonna make him our pop star. We're gonna have idol merchandise for him or something like that. It's so fucking weird. It's as if none of that impacts their life, as if they're just consuming it behind a screen like I am, when they're actually part of that world. So insane. I do not care about part 2 of Chainsaw Man anymore, but I adore hearing your thoughts about it. Well, I mean, I don't know what to say to that. I mean, thank you, but it's sad to hear that. But yeah, newest chapter. Watch Mandela Catalog. What is that? Shin Godzilla and Eva are both by Anno, right? Yeah, Hideaki Anno. He's great. I want to watch Shin Ultraman and Shin Kamen Rider too. Shin Kamen Rider is on Amazon Prime right now, but why isn't Shin Ultraman? Shin Ultraman came out a year before Kamen Rider, so why? People be jumping out of windows like it's nothing. Yeah, part 2 is great. I recommend to go back to it after it ends. I mean, yeah, you can do that too, bad username. Not like you've read it until the end. Like, you could have your grocery next second, the poor devil could just come and take your lives. The only people who can realistically survive are hybrids and fiends. Yeah, I guess technology isn't advanced enough to take such action. Part 2 to me is meh. When Yuko got killed, I couldn't care anymore. Why? Did Aki go to the hospital after Himeno's death? Yeah, he did. But he also had a room to himself. It looked super luxurious. How many hospitals do they have? Like, how many staff of them get spared in devil attacks? Like, do devils just attack non-essential workers in this economy? There's gotta be crisis after crisis in Chainsaw Man, but everything seems to be working, right? They still have international relations, they still have TV, media, an economy. They still have everything, even though I don't know how. Like, there would be so many crises if just one devil appeared. But there's just a shower of devils appearing almost every day. So, I don't know how the world deals with that, but it looks like it's not dealing with it at all. Yet it still somehow functions. What did you think of the previous chapters? They were cool. They were more like action hero movie chapters, which was something that wasn't happening because there's a lot happening in Chainsaw Man Part 2. Oh my god. And most of Chainsaw Man is just pure horror to me. I don't know about you, but that is, body horror, cosmic horror, it's just horror to me, and psychological horror as well, oh my god. But those chapters were more like action. And that was a nice, change of pace. That's what that guy with the microphone was talking about in that one chapter where Denji saved Asa from the bad devil. Yeah. Watch Mandela Catalog. Why? What is it? Tell me about it. What did you think? Oh, yeah. I watched Shin Kamen Rider. It's really good, even if I knew nothing about it. I watched some YouTube explanation videos on the entire tokusatsu thing. So, Kamen Rider and Ultraman. So, I mean, I probably remember nothing of that, but at least, like, I have a little bit of a vague background knowledge of it. Not that I've ever consumed any of it. But I like Anno. I loved Shin Godzilla. I love that movie. The soundtrack is great, too. So I want to watch these other 2 live-action movies of his, too. To me, besides Narita, I couldn't care for the new characters. They just meh. In my opinion, I just want Asa to have a friend who you can't kill, I guess. What? No, I care about Asa, actually. I'm also curious about Yoshida, because at first in part 1, I hated him because he was so fucking creepy. And he was also one of these absurd facets of society in Chainsaw Man. Like, how do you make a high schooler a devil hunter? Like, that shouldn't be allowed. Even to sign up for the army, you need to be 18 plus. How do you just take a 16-year-old kid's life like that? That is insane to me. So, he was creepy, and he was a creepy part of Chainsaw Man. A very dystopian aspect of the society in Chainsaw Man. So I hated him. His eyes looked like dead fish eyes. I did not like him. Right now he just seems silly. Still creepy, don't get me wrong, but kind of silly too. He just has this deadpan face. I don't know what to think of him, but he's so fucking silly. Like, there's like a tense moment and he's like, "Hi, Denji." He just releases the tension of the moment. Whereas in part 1, he was like, "Please don't appear in a panel. I don't want to look at you." It's also amazing that he could keep up with Quan Chi. So I'm curious about him. Like, what the fuck is up with him? What the fuck is going on with that boy? I'm curious about that. Like, is he just doing what everyone tells him to do? Does he even care about Denji? Or does he just do his job? Like, I want to see his expressionless face change a bit. You know, and I'm not talking about another creepy smile. I've seen him with, you know, a deadpan face and a creepy smile. I have enough of that. I want to see him cry, shout, be angry, shit like that. But I also want to know what's going on in here, you know? In here and in here. Unless he dies, then I'm gonna be a little bit disappointed, but okay. It's just gonna reinforce that everyone is just replaceable and, you know, fragile in the Chainsaw Man universe. But I care about a lot of these characters, to be honest. I want to see where we're going with them. We're just at the beginning. You know, in part 1, we had Power for the silliness, best girl. I loved her. I love characters like her. And here it feels kind of like Asa is that. She's a little insane, a little silly, but also you do take her seriously. She is relatable. So, she's main character and comedic relief at once. I love that. Like, all in one. We don't know much since Denji never focused on stuff like that. What I couldn't this time, but Asa is interesting. Yeah. Remember when Denji let 6 people die to save a cat, and the news only reported the latter? Exactly. That is insane. That, as I said, this entire thing, all of part 2, feels like a fucking fever dream. Like, someone someone dreamt up a reality and kind of just, when they woke up, wrote down notes of what they remember, but they don't remember it right or something. Like, it's, or maybe like as if an alien took notes of the world but kind of remembered some facts wrong and then reconstructed this world, but it doesn't make sense in many parts. So either a fever dream, a mass hallucination, or like an alien report with, you know, wrong testimonies or whatever. It just doesn't feel real. With a very nihilistic society in Chainsaw Man, people don't seem to care about that much. Yeah. It's an analog horror. It's really cool and scary. What is analog horror? To answer a question, Mandela Catalog is an analog horror. What is that? Which is about like found footage and it's okay. Who do you see as the main villain of part 2? No one yet. But that also didn't really crystallize in part 1. Not until the very end. We had a lot of villains appear, you know, in succession. And one just kind of stood out more than the others. One was worse than the others, and one had also been manipulating everything from the start, somehow. Because, you know, Ideza was a villain. Was she the main villain? No. But at that point, we didn't know that Makima would be until we didn't see her as a good person. You know, the way she was manipulating Denji and so on. It's the same thing that Yoru is doing with Asa. You know, forcing her into situations she doesn't want to be in. So you could see maybe that Yoru is gonna crystallize herself as the main villain later on down the road. I don't know. I don't know. But in part 1, you also couldn't foresee the gravity of Makima's evilness, of her villain status, of her antagonist status. You couldn't see that coming in part 1. Not really, in my opinion. Like, there was something eerie about her. But as I said, there's also something eerie about Yoshida. So, in part 1, there were a lot of villains, just people who were in Denji's way of survival. And here in part 2, it's like some things get in everyone's way of survival, not just Denji's. Because part 2 is more focused on every person. You know, what with the entire prophecy that the entire world is gonna suffer an apocalypse. It isn't just Denji and his survival that's at stake right now, it's the entire world. And Asa is in the middle of it. We're following her and seeing things through her eyes, mostly. So yeah, I don't know who's gonna be the main villain. Maybe that person or thing hasn't appeared yet. I don't know. I'm just here for the ride. I think public safety changed as a whole after Makima died, and they have some sort of new goal. I don't know. Hi, after a long time. Hi, ChainsawMan fan. Is this a real stream? It is a real stream. Don't worry, it's not a premiere of a video. I don't know why, but Yoshida reminds me of Gojo when it comes to his calmness. Yeah, I never liked Gojo either. He kind of seemed like he was helping everyone because he was on the side of the good guys, right? But at the same time, and I say that in almost all of my Jujutsu Kaisen streams, he strikes me as someone who could work well as a villain. You know, just grooming these children into his ideology because he wants to overthrow the old order of these magicians. What the fuck they are, I don't know what they are. And this Geto figure, I think he was the one with the scar on the head that was a racist, I think in part 0 or something. They were basically the same. Gojo and this Geto person, they were basically the same, like different sides of the same coin. So it was like, yeah, he could very well just be grooming these children to become his warriors in his fight against the elite. That wouldn't be good. Like, maybe he has good intentions, but you know, making children your soldiers and sending them to their deaths, that's not good. That's not good. So yeah, he gave me creepy vibes too, and I say that in my Jujutsu Kaisen videos. You know how oh my god, there's just too much in the chat. I'm sorry. Gojo is such an unbalanced character mentally. He sees his friend dying and then 2 seconds later he goes out laughing and smiling. See, that's what I mean. He's fucking creepy. Wait, Captain Hook, when did he laugh after seeing his friend die? Okay, back, all I can say is, Gojo, okay, it's all about Gojo. Anyway. Let's go back. I've ranted for far too long. It's been 44 minutes since I started the stream. I'm sorry about that. We're what? We're on the second page of this chapter. Let me go back. This was the first page. We just read 3 sentences at most. Shota, Yumi, give me your desserts. Okay, here. And then this. And then an entire rant came of that. I'm so sorry. Is it just me, or are a lot of kids absent today? I heard a lot of people are moving away from Tokyo. Like, more kids are probably dead than are moving, don't you think? Yeah, that was insane. Miu died too. Children, little children are confronted with death of their peers on a daily basis. That is insane. She's missing, you mean? Oh, really? What the fuck is happening now? Someone swatted a school? What the fuck? Ah, my jaw hurts. I have an inflammation in my ear, and sometimes it affects my jaw, and I can't even open my mouth properly. I had to call off my dentist appointment today because I couldn't open my mouth properly. But oh my god. See, this is what I mean. This is probably the government being like, why the fuck did we let Denji go? But also Kishibe was like, Denji, you know, I'm gonna give you Nayuta. I found her somewhere in China. Maybe you should raise her and not the government, because we don't want another Makima, you know? And this is a little child. This child deserves to have a nice family environment. So, Denji, you're now responsible for her. You're now her dad. And now see, the government found her. The government found her, and they're gonna seize her. And Denji's gonna be like, where the fuck's my little sister? Bring her back. Or I'm gonna cut up the government, or something like that. But this is what I mean. Obviously, they wouldn't let someone as potent of a weapon as Denji or Nayuta just live freely outside. Maybe the government doesn't really know the identity of Chainsaw Man either, but then they're doing a really bad job at, you know, tailing people. The government knows everything, okay? It would be surprising if they didn't find out who Denji was, if they didn't already know his identity, which I doubt. But yeah. Oh, the poor children. That's traumatizing. It's not even a devil attack. It's guns straight into their faces. And so many people. Poor Nayota. It's probably traumatizing for her too. Power outages continue to affect all districts of the Tokyo metropolitan area. Oh, it's Asa dreaming about the chickens that are piling up again. With planned blackouts scheduled for the districts above. Okay. Report any persons inciting fear during the confusion to this number. What? You should report people that are inciting fear? I guess the government no, but letting them live under their watch is good enough instead of keeping them in the underground. But then why would they seize Nayuta right now? What would be the reason? Oh my god. See, this is what I mean. Hospitals, this is a hospital, isn't it? Would be overcrowded with injured people. They would be understaffed. There would just be so many crises. At this time, confirmed casualties and missing persons exceed 2,000. That is so insane. Yeah, this is after the buildings collapsed all over the city because of the falling devil. Because of, what was her name again? Famine. You know, when something tragic happens at the school or somewhere in a community, usually people don't necessarily have to go to work unless they're essential workers, of course. Or they don't have to go to school because it's a time of mourning. Here, it's just business as usual. Oh, your school got demolished and children got killed? You better turn up again tomorrow at 8 a.m. It's a normal school day. So yeah. I think Famine can be considered a villain. Yeah, she's insane. She is a villain. Okay, that is insane. She woke up. My grandkid about your age got crushed by debris. Make way, please. Ah, excuse me, coming through. Excuse me. Those who are seated, please make way. Make way. Fuck. Chainsaw Man saved me again. Yeah, not just Chainsaw Man, but also Fake Saw Man. What the fuck is up with that one, too? It isn't Japan alone. Gravity fluctuations. Ah, caused by the falling devil. Okay, yeah. Gravity fluctuations caused by... That is devastating, okay? Gravity fluctuations, that is fucking insane. Caused by the falling devil's appearance are triggering cave-ins and landslides one after another across the world. In a world veering towards apocalypse, can we really count on politicians and devil hunters? No, you can't. Obviously, they've been fucking useless so far. You need to have new institutions in place. Who is it that bet both the falling devil and the gun devil? That's right, Chainsaw Man. Oh no. I fear they're gonna make a real cult around him right now. Not just, you know, a fandom, but like a real fucking cult. You know, like Trumpism. Chainsaw Man saves us for no reward, and I want to work with him. Oh my god, is that Iseumi? Is that Iseumi? Is that Haruka? Oh my god. Of course the superfan's gonna form a cult around Chainsaw Man. And, wait. And I want to work with him. I and those who think like me founded an organization. I fucking knew it. Its name is... the Chainsaw Man Church for World Peace. And what are you doing? Are you a group of volunteers that goes out to help the people that have become casualties in the fight of Chainsaw Man against other devils? Because otherwise you're useless too. Because Chainsaw Man already does all the work, you know, fighting the devils. He already does that. Whether you exist or not, this church, whether you exist or not, he does that. So are you a group of volunteers that goes out for no gain, just like your idol Chainsaw Man, and helps people in need? Where'd you get your funds? Just asking because obviously you need to live too if you want to, you know, help others survive. So, who are the sponsors? Why don't I just fucking read the next panel? I always do this. I go on a rant when everything is gonna be explained in the next few panels or pages. The Chainsaw Man Church is now recruiting talent to fight alongside Chainsaw Man. You're fucking useless too. You see, the devil hunters don't stand a chance against devils. You see that the only thing that can counter a devil is another devil. Or a fiend, which is also a devil in a human's body. Or a hybrid, which is also a devil in a human's body. You see that only devils can counter devils. Why the fuck would you... This organization, too, is just throwing people at the devils. Stop that. Help the people in need. Rebuild society. Once Chainsaw Man and the attacking devil have wreaked havoc. Do that. That would help people. Help us prevent the coming prophecy of Nostradamus. How, bitch, how? Fight with us at the forefront. Woo! Oh, peace. The fuck does that say? Chainsaw Man fan, pretty boy? Did he call himself a pretty boy? Is Fujimoto dissing religion here? Yeah. Yeah, I mean... Oh, peace. Iseumi, was it? You really buy this Nostradamus stuff? Hey, you're still in school, right? And he's a self-proclaimed Chainsaw Man fan pretty boy. Hey, you're still in school, right? Careful now, if you fail college entrance exams before the end of the world, your life is gonna end first. Ah ha 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 ha. What's so funny about that? That's not a fucking joke. You realize that with devils appearing left and right, college entrance exams that are behind a fucking paywall are the least of your problems. Like, you better just hope that you're gonna survive until tomorrow. And to tell a person what they should worry about and focus on, maybe they don't want to go to college. Ever thought about that? Maybe they want to go to college and have a church on the side. You know? Maybe they want to be a cult leader on the side too. You can do two things at once. Not me, but some people I hear can do that. Ah ha 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 ha. Ah ha 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 ha. Okay. Damn it! Mami! Did I really have to appear on that lowbrow variety show? They spun my every word into material for the host's jokes. The poor child, he was ridiculed on television. I feel bad for Haruka. I think his name was Haruka. Iseumi is just easier to remember. That is still traumatizing, you know, to be blasted at the age of 17 in front of the entire world. That is just mean. Why are adults so mean towards children? That is so unnecessary. That is the true evil of Chainsaw Man. What the fuck are adults doing here with children? They spun my every word into material for the host's jokes. Relax. The ridicule was the point. Why? You don't need to think. That is fucking insane. If someone talked to me like that and they're a peer, and they're not even the leader of the Chainsaw Man fan club, and they're not even the school council president, vice president, whatever, and they talk to me like that, excuse me, then you take the seat. Here, have the reins. You obviously know what you're doing. I'm out. I don't know how he can live like that with her. Just in case they're all praying to Chainsaw Man without rebuilding or the destroyed buildings. Wait, what? It's also about how people praise God and don't step up to do something themselves. Yeah. Yeah. It checks out. You know, just, you know, sending love and prayers or whatever. Or like people who are... There's sects of Christians that do not allow themselves and their members to be treated with modern medicine, for example, blood transfusions, because, I don't know, something about their religious dogma. It doesn't make any fucking sense. But, you know, if the devil or whatever throws disease at you, throws war at you, throws poverty at you, couldn't you interpret a modern medicine as God reaching out a hand to you? Why aren't you grabbing it? You know? Those could be the answers to the devil or whatever. Fucking take it. Why are you letting your people be sick and dead and praying to God at the same time when you could fucking help them? Like, God's giving you a paddle while you're drowning on a boat or whatever in the middle of the sea, and you're not using it. You're gonna be like, nah, you know, paddles didn't exist with Adam and Eve or whatever. Now I shouldn't use them, even though God himself gave you that. Why aren't you helping yourself? That is insane to me. Anyway. Like, there's just weird fucking sects, or the Amish, I think they're called. They're an American sect only. I'm talking to Americans. Why do I need to explain to them what Amish people are? But they don't make any fucking sense to me either. Like modern technology, it's okay if you want to, detox, and the world is just too dynamic in this day and age. Everything is just happening too quickly, too much, it's information overload. You can't keep up. You're being fed with information and things that aren't even information, they're entertainment, and that aren't even entertainment, they're just there to distract you from actual life. They're not fucking destroying you. I understand not wanting to be part of that, but then you're also not part of the world. It's a little bit like, sometimes I think if I had a child, right, and I were to raise my child, I would not let them eat these types of snacks because they're unhealthy and cancerous, I would not have them, allow them to have a smartphone until the age of 16, right? And you think it's for the good of the child, but at the same time, if everyone else around them are using and consuming those things, they're gonna be isolated. They're gonna have a really hard time fitting in. Maybe even bullying could happen. They could be just really lonely. So unless everyone else participates in this detox and setting boundaries, then you're not gonna come very far. But with the Amish people, like, there's several things you can implement. Like, you don't need to have a PlayStation or whatever. You don't need to read hentai on the internet or whatever. But you can let yourself be treated in hospitals. You can actually. I mean, I understand why they exist. Everything's just too fast for them, and they want to go back to the medieval ages where everything was simpler. But also, there's structures, societal structures, that you cannot escape, because the woman is supposed to do this, the man is supposed to do that. What do you do about homosexuality? What do you do about this problem? What do you do when you want to discover more? And wanting to discover things, being, what is it called again? I don't even know the German word for that again. Neugierde. Curiosity, okay. Being curious, wanting to create something. Isn't that innately human? Isn't that what drives us? So putting an artificial stop to that would be like against human nature, in my opinion. But that's just my ramblings in small Elder mode instead of big Elder mode. But my parents used to tell me ramen causes cancer, and it took me until 14 to call them out. Yeah, there's some things, when parents mean well, but they're misinformed. For example, if parents are going to be like, oh no, you don't need vaccines, you can take these sugar cubes or whatever, like homeopathic remedies. To me, that's kind of child abuse, but okay. You can just count yourself lucky if every other child around your child is immunized against diseases, okay? Vaccinate your children, in short. So yeah, that's always a little difficult when sometimes some parents mean well, but they're not informed enough. And sometimes people who are informed enough, they mean well for the children, but they're going to be isolated by society because no one else is participating in that. It's a little difficult. But yeah, in Amish societies, I doubt you have real equality and happiness that you made for yourself. It was always made by someone else. Like, the path was already there, and there's a structure that you need to follow. And if you sway a little bit, if you're someone who doesn't fit the mold, you're not part of that structure anymore. You're not part of that society anymore. You can't reach happiness. So that is kind of caging you in too as a human being. You can't really accomplish much as a human, as a society, when you're just putting an artificial stop to that. Um, so yeah, I'm feeling like a lot of churches that are really restrictive when they're like, uh, modern medicine is against God's will, or modern technology is against God's will, or whatever. I think that is insane. Like, you're completely missing the point. Maybe in your religion, your God really forbids that. Like, show me the passage. Okay, if that happens, then that God doesn't mean well for you, okay? They don't mean well. They just want to have obedient little fools, obedient little tools, and that's it. Like, I don't know, even if you believe in heaven and so on, wouldn't you still want to make the best out of this life, this material life here on Earth? Because no matter how hard you try and whatever, you're gonna die anyway, and then you're gonna have an afterlife, okay? There in the afterlife, you can build this entirely new structure for your god or have an entirely new life for you there. But while you're here, do the best with your life. Like, the best you can do is just be human and help other humans out, connect to other humans, and build a human society centered around other humans so you can help other humans out and bring out the best out of every human, right? You can call that humanism or whatever, but it's not anti-God. Because how are you going to respect God if you're not respecting God's creation, which is you and your fellow humans? Respect them first, right? Show respect for the creation to appreciate the creator. That's just my philosophy. I'm not religious, though. I'm an atheist. So a lot of churches, sects, cults, they're all the same to me. They're restrictive and kind of like, of course, if you're feeling some type of spirituality and community while you're in church or wherever, that's a very personal experience. I can't talk anyone out of it. Same as no one can talk me into it, because spirituality is something very personal. You either experience it or you don't. You can't talk someone out of a spirituality, and you can't talk someone into it. So by that logic, you also can't go on, be a missionary in other countries and convince people to join your church. Spirituality is something that you either experience or you don't. And you can't argue or debate people out of it or into it. So, I mean, you can maybe, you can just give accounts of your experiences. This is my experience and my opinion. Oh my god, I talk too much. I don't even know what the point of that was. Doesn't the Bible literally say humans are made in the image of God? Exactly. Doesn't disrespecting other humans equal disrespecting God? That is my fucking point. That's my view, right? But some Christians are, like, really anti-human. Christ from time to time asked to love others and be nice, forgiving to them. What people took from it, doomsday is coming every 10 years and everyone not me will be in hell. Exactly. Thank you, Epi. That is so fucking true. And I feel like all these cults, even in Chainsaw Man, how they're portrayed, are depicted like that. They're kind of doomsday. I mean, don't get me wrong, I understand why. When you see so much catastrophe happening around you and devils are real, I mean, you could have named them probably different. There's probably some Christian, sociological approach to naming these devils. But what I wanted to say is, when you're in that situation, of course, having doomsday cults happening, I understand, but you're not helping anyone. You're not being productive. You're not countering anything. So, yeah. And it's, again, you're clinging yourself onto a being that you hope is gonna listen to your prayers instead of doing something yourself. I would never put all of my eggs in one basket because I'm a cautious person. Actually, I'm a fucking coward. But yeah, I would never do that. It's like Fami says, who the fuck is that? Is that the guy with the eye patch? Is he creepy too? Who is he? Your job is to be the face. Fami is the brains. Together, you move the body, the Chainsaw Man church. And with the body that... Oh my god. And with that body, you're gonna walk towards a world without evil, aren't you? Yes, I know. It's all for Chainsaw Man's sake. Now I'm fucking wondering. Like, I used to think he was a dumbass who liked being the leader and his leader role, and he was relishing in this, honestly, kind of narcissism that a lot of people in higher positions than their peers are, like policemen and so on. I thought he was like that. But now he seems like he's being coerced into it. Like, this doesn't look like he's doing it out of free will. Everything here seems like he's a victim, okay? He's a real victim. He's not a boss. He's not a big boss. He's not a leader. He's a fucking victim. He's being pressured by others. It's all for Chainsaw Man's sake. Ah. Gosh, this is a relief, Denji. Fucking hell. So okay, in the last chapter, they defeated this larva man thing. This devil with the stings. Okay, they defeated it. Because they got vomited out. Because Nayuta came in a clutch. So, Nayuta probably brought Denji home. Asa was brought to a hospital. Asa woke up at a hospital, and Denji woke up in a fucking cell. Nayuta. Denji and Yuta shippers. Oh, you mean Nayuta shippers? Please don't start. What? That would be sick. You mean Yoshida. Yoshida. I had such a long monologue in small Elder mode. I'm just gonna go big Elder mode whenever I'm like, actually, I remember something. While we're on the topic of Yoshida and Denji shippers, I think I made a community post about my thoughts on that. Go check that out if you wanna. You'd have to scroll down a little bit. But last weekend, I think, I read a Denji x Yoshida, was it a hentai? It was a doujin. It was an ecchi doujin. And it was fucking insane. Tags would be belly inflation, bestiality, anal, large insertions. Anyway. That was insane. That was not in character. The art was pretty, and I guess the names and designs carried on to that hentai, but nothing else. But actually, Yoshida and Denji shipping could be valid. Read my community post, okay? I laid it out. I said, like, Denji hates men, obviously. Because, as we remember, the only men in his life, his dad, were probably abusive, neglecting, and he killed, whether on accident or, through psychological means, or whatever, he somehow, or maybe in a real physical sense, he killed his dad. Or maybe he just blames himself for his dad passing away. It looked like his dad killed himself. But anyway, dad, not a good male role model. Then, as he's fucking burying his dad, the Yakuza come and they say, was it 700k or something? You better have that the very next day. Obviously, the dad couldn't give them that much money because how? I don't know what he needed that money for, but anyway, he couldn't give them that money. That's why he probably killed himself, right? To escape that debt he has to the Yakuza. So how was a little child, an 8-year-old Denji, supposed to pay them back that much money within just one day? I mean, one option they gave him was prostitution, right? And then the Yakuza just fucking used him day in, day out. They used him, they abused him, and who knows if Denji survived until the age of 15, until the time skip we had in chapter 1 of part 1, because maybe he did have to resort to prostitution. So, more bad male role models. I would hate men too if I was Denji, because obviously all of the men in his life, until he met Aki, were monsters, or scum, waste of space, or actively just ghouls. I would hate them too. And, you know, I thought, you know, Denji, Yoshida, Yoshiden, that could happen if, like, the way for Denji to get over his misandry would be perhaps if Yoshida was a very caring, nurturing boy his age and showed him pure love, you know, a pure-hearted, golden sparkle kind of love. Everything is just pink and squishy and fluffy and roses and so on. So if that happened, then maybe Denji could get over his hatred for men. So maybe Yoshiden could actually work, you know, if Yoshida is a good guy, and if Denji sees that there are actually some men that care about him in his life. He had Aki as a wonderful example. What if Yoshida is like the next step? Maybe, you know, if all the women in Denji's life are actively making his life worse too, because so far he's looked up to women because they haven't actively ruined his life in his childhood and adolescence. He sees them as his savior out of his misery. Girls and women have always been like this fantasy, this castle in the sky, this safe heaven he could flee to escape the men in his life. But if they are starting to try to actively ruin his life too, right? Then maybe no gender, like maybe Denji's not safe from any gender, right? But if he has like positive examples, maybe Asa. Maybe Asa could get him out of that rut. Maybe Yoshida could get him out of that rut. When I say rut, I mean, you know, the situation of just being victimized by everyone. So that could be like a healthy, kind of wholesome ship, right? If the characters are right. So, I could see that, perhaps. I mean, I would even be for that, just because that would be so genre-breaking for a Shonen Jump manga to be, to actually have a main couple that's like homosexual. Like, that would be media-breaking. Like, that would be pioneering something in the shonen genre of manga. So I would be for that just for that reason. And but whether it makes sense in the story, that's a different thing. Like if it makes sense too, of course, I would be for that too. I just want Denji to have a healthy relationship, healthy sexuality, healthy self-image, healthy love, healthy relationships. I want him to have that. Whether that's brought on by a man or a woman, I don't really care, because so far all, like, both men and women and devils and humans, like, they're just making his life harder. So whatever it is, man or woman, I just want him to be happy with someone. Epi, what the fuck? I mean, thank you, but what the fuck? So yeah, I want him to have friends. I want him to have a good boyfriend or girlfriend. I don't care. I want him to have a good little sister in Nayuta, perhaps, hopefully. I just want him to have a good life. Denji doesn't have a hatred for men? He does. He has more of an unhealthy relationship with men. He has both. He has both. I'm sorry, he has both. It's escape. Women are the escapism part, and men are the torture part in his life. Men are actively torturing him, and women is something that he sees his way out of this torture. I don't think Yoshida will be a good pair for him. Okay, I don't know. We're gonna see. I'm gonna read and find out myself. Honestly, I find him too creepy for Denji too. I wish he ended up with Asa, because I think they could both, you know, when both have these self-doubts, these, not just self-doubts, but they're having a hard time connecting to people, like making real connections, and they're scared of real connections too, because what if they lose them again? It's trauma. And you know, sometimes when you still hate yourself or feel guilty, or, as I said, when your self-image, when your self-love is missing, people always say, how can you love others when you can't love yourself? No, but maybe loving another person and being loved by another person will help you love yourself too. So I think they could both be really good for each other, Asa and Denji. To make themselves love themselves and each other. And Yoshiden, I would support only for the genre breaking, you know, for the pioneering of homosexuality in main characters in Shonen Jump. For that reason. But yeah, we're gonna see where this is going. Sorry for the tangent. We're back to the comic now. Denji got really buff. He's eating well. Look at those muscles. You can't have those muscles without ingesting a lot of protein. He's buff. My boy grew. He grew up a lot. Remember in part 1 when he was just skin and bones? But like, even in his human form, he can fight. He can fight well. It's not just in his chainsaw form. He's an actually good martial artist? I don't know. So is Yoshida and his organization, that's not an evil organization, but it's an organization that forces him to keep watch over Denji, are they responsible for seizing Nayuta and putting Denji in a 8 square meter windowless room? Judging by Denji's attitude towards strong male figures, Katana Man, Scarface Dude, Aki, even the old Yakuza man, there was nothing there to show his anger towards them to me. I mean, he doesn't save men, he treats them like shit. It shows in everyday life. He hates them. And it's because of those experiences, those bad experiences in childhood and adolescence that he has with men. Just read. Gosh, this is a relief, Denji. Why is he talking like that? I fucking hate him. I bet that's Yoshida. Fucking knew it. I'm glad I got you to I need to come closer because my eyes are dry as fuck and I can't read. I'm glad I got you to protection safe and sound. Okay. You call this protection falling asleep in class only to wake up tied to some chair? Okay, so he went to school. Okay. Wake up tied to some chair. Yeah, that's... How did he sleep so well? Asa Mitaka is in the hospital. They said her injuries are minor. Where's Nayuta? What about the dogs? I like the zoom in. Also kind of weird, kind of above him right now. Like we're looking down on him. As of now, we're protecting them, same as you. And he flung himself out of the chair. Protecting them, the dogs and Nayuta, meaning are they also in a room bound to random ass chairs? You just try and do this to them. I'll kill you dead. Send us home right now. I'll even tongue your butthole for a week to thank you. The fact that he knows about that and offers it in this moment of desperation, I said that in a Twitter thread, makes me think that perhaps he has already done that and he thinks that it might also work on Yoshida based on Yoshida's behavior towards him. Maybe he thinks Yoshida would really let him out if they, perform some sodomy. Hey. Wait. Huh? Go back. Go. What the fuck? Go back. I was not done yet. I was not done yet. Oh my god. I was somewhere here, right? Oh my god. It's taking us so long today to get to the end of one chapter. It's been 1.5 hours and we still haven't finished this first chapter. We won't harm Nayuta or the dogs. No tonguing necessary. That is fucking disgusting. Not while you're under our protection anyway. Go to hell! He's so fucking creepy. Look at his eyes. He also... Why are his bangs this long? How can you see anything, boy? Go to a hairdresser. Go to... I was about to say to a dentist. But go get your hair cut. Reading the chapter is only half of the reason we're here. Oh, thank you. Hi, Dolly. Nice to see you. Well, we finished a chapter after 1.5 hours. Yay. He's dangerous. Chainsaw Man is trash. Okay, so there's counter Chainsaw Man protests. Hunt Chainsaw Man. Chainsaw Man the devil. Wait, where the fuck are they? What's going on there? I wanted to show you these protesters. They're calling for public safety to treat Chainsaw Man as a devil, to put him down. My first time being here in stream. Hi, welcome. What did Yoshida mean by that? I like slow-ass people like you who spend an hour on a chapter. I'm not here for the chapter, I'm here for your shenanigans. Thank you. That is so nice. So kind. It's the only thing I can offer. But why? I'm a good boy. The way he talks about himself, it's like he's talking about a dog. Or a child. Is he infantilizing himself? Is he dogifying himself? Why? I'm a good boy. Because they don't like you. Oh. Now they're fighting. There's counter-protesters to the protesters. Those guys clashing with the protesters are followers of that Chainsaw Man church thing, right? Why are they fighting the protesters? Because they didn't like you. Okay. Yeah, the duality of man. They will fight themselves and break each other's necks over a deity figure slash devil? This is why I say it's a waste of time and space and resources and manpower to focus on this transcendental entity or whatever that you've decided to idolize or hate. Just move on with your life, do something productive, be helpful to society, don't focus on that thing. Well, I mean, I understand the protesters, they probably think that Chainsaw Man is actively harming them, when he's not. I mean, the devils are harming them anyway, so whether Chainsaw Man existed or not, they would still be hunted by devils. Feels kind of nice having people fight over me. Oh. Where are they looking? Where are they right now? Is that, were the walls just panels of some screens? So they do have nice technology if they can watch everything in ultra high definition on a fucking wall in a prison room? Where's the table come from? Before, the ChainsawMan Church consisted largely of your fans and devil victims. Recently, though, increasing numbers of young people are joining just for the hell of it. I'm told membership now exceeds 20,000. They went outside? How? They went, so they're outside. They're not in a prison room. They're outside. They're at the cafe? Wait, in the last chapter, they were in a prison cell and he was like desperately trying to get Yoshida to get him out and get Nayuta out and whatever. Why is he not attacking him and forcing him to up? Like, how did they just walk out? Why did he even bring him to a prison cell in the first place if you can just talk to him normally in a cafe? Like, why did you need to scare and threaten him? You could have just brought him, after his nap in school, you could have just brought him to the cafe. Why go to that prison cell and chain him up there and tell him that the dogs and Nayuta are, somewhere in a similar space? They could have just gone to a cafe and Denji wouldn't even need to know that Nayuta is being held captive somewhere. But why am I a good boy? Well, yeah. Because I like you, I read that. Now exceeds 20,000. The bulk of them are still in school, but eventually they'll be old enough to vote. You should really, as a society, be scared when there's like student protests. Those movements, they change society. Usually it's, university students, but, you can start young too. Apparently, politicians are already starting to contribute supplies to the church too. Okay, sponsors, there we go. You no longer have sole control over Chainsaw Man. Hopefully it would stop at these smaller protests, but there was a chance of Chainsaw Mania evolving into a larger conflict. Why is he pouting? And what do I gotta do to see Nayuta and the dogs? Getting back to business. I want you to do absolutely nothing. What does that mean? I'm asking you to never transform into Chainsaw Man again. But why? Are you gonna let them go if he never transforms? Hell no. If you keep turning into Chainsaw Man, we'll be showing you Nayuta's corpse. Oh, that's a threat. Okay, so he needed to show him that they're everywhere and they can seize him and Nayuta at any point. They just chose not to until now. They've asked nicely. They've sent Yoshida to him. They've asked nicely that he not reveal himself. He has consistently transformed into Chainsaw Man, and now they're being a little stern with him and saying, you know what? If we can't talk like adults, we need to use threats of violence, okay? Do not transform again, or your little sister is gonna die. It's not that the control devil... Do they know that Nayuta is the control devil? Because if they knew, wouldn't it be the priority, like the government's priority, to seize her? But also, why coerce him like that? Why blackmail him like that? They could have just used him, like, just like Makima did. You come to the Devil Hunters Association, you get a job, you get you get food provided for, you get paid, you get medical insurance, you get free education for Nayuta, you get a house, you get everything you need, it's a union job, you have paid vacation and so on, but therefore you listen to us, otherwise we're gonna deal with you and Nayuta. Why did they just abandon him and appear in his life just to threaten him into obedience? Like with violence. Like obviously you just fucking neglected him. You just threw him to the sharks. And he's doing his best to survive and also help other people. Why are you doing that? That's why he kept Denji in a prison cell, to make him think that she is going under the same conditions. Okay. They wouldn't seize her with a dozen armed guys if they didn't know. Yeah. You're right. They probably wouldn't have stormed Narita school with guns if... Yeah, you're right, but... I don't know, I'd think... Because Kishibe also said, the government is after the control devil, so please, Denji, I was quicker than them, so please, you take care of her. But if they found her, and they're seeing her as a threat, obviously, with so many guys with guns going after her, why is the government suddenly not acting like Kishibe warned him that the government might act if they found Nayuta? Anyway, if you keep turning into Chainsaw Man, we'll be showing you Nayuta's corpse. 66 viewers, yeah, woohoo! We're almost... Yesterday it was 70 viewers during the entirety of the stream. At the beginning we were 10 viewers, and now we've slowly built up until 60 viewers. I know at some point in the past streams we passed 150 viewers. That was insane. I couldn't keep up with the chat. I mean, I'm barely keeping up right now. I heard that you long to live a normal life. Simply stop transforming and that dream comes true, with Nayuta at your side. Didn't we pass 200 once? Did we? I don't know. If we did, then that's even more amazing. This is your chance to be human again, Denji. Oh. And again, like, he wanted a normal life. But he still can't have it. Like, he tried having a high school romance, but Nayuta got in the way. And he cannot have a high school romance because Nayuta will keep getting in his way, and she is telling him, just transform into Chainsaw Man and everyone's gonna love you. What's better, one girlfriend that could leave you, or like 1,000 Chainsaw Man fans? And Denji, because he can't have a normal life, a normal high school romance, he was basically then forced to gain love in a different way by transforming into Chainsaw Man. And now there is this dude coming up to him and telling him not to transform into Chainsaw Man. Denji can't catch a break. He can never have peace. He can never do whatever he wants to do. He can never have a normal life. Whatever he does, there's people around him hindering him from having a normal life and forcing him to do things against his will. This is your chance to be human again, Denji. You'll go to school the same as always. I can even hang out with you as a friend. Is that genuine friendship, though? If you're just doing it to keep him at bay? By the way, fun fact in case you didn't know, Fujimoto once spent at least 1 month pretending to be his non-existent emoto on Twitter. He still does that. He doesn't do that. He didn't do that once for a month. He still does that. He still does that. Maybe it took a month until his editor noticed and he confessed to him that it was him. But he still does that. He still plays like a younger sister role on his Twitter account. He's into role play. Nagayama Koharu is the Twitter name. You'll go to school the same as always. I can even hang out with you as a friend. You'll go home to those who love you, Nayuta and the dogs. Live as a human, Denji. You'll be happy enough even without being Chainsaw Man, won't you? But you know, being Chainsaw Man is also part of his identity. I mean, it's Bochita. His first friend is inside of him. But I want to be Chainsaw Man. I want everybody to pay attention to me. That's the only way he knows how to get love. He thinks Denji, the human boy, is not worthy of love. He'll never experience love because he's nothing. He's less than nothing. But Chainsaw Man is something, is someone in the eyes of lots of people. It's sad. He has no self-esteem. This is what I mean when I say Asa and him, they could be so good and healing for each other. If they build each other up and not, you know, take each other down, you know, an even further and deeper downward spiral. But yeah, this is really sad. And he thinks so little of himself, but also everybody's making it hard for him to live a normal life and be loved. He's traumatized, and people are still getting in the way of a normal life for him. So yeah. I want everybody to pay attention to me. He thinks Chainsaw Man is the only way he can get love and recognition and respect from fellow humans, and that is fucking sad. Look at that face. Cut your hair, cut your bangs, boy, or I'm gonna cut you up. Did you understand me? If you turn into Chainsaw Man, public safety will kill Nayuta. I don't want that either. But I also don't want to stop being Chainsaw Man. Yeah, I understand. I want people to fight protesters for me. No one ever did something like that for him. He was always the one fighting for other people. He didn't even know why. But now other people are fighting for him. Like, finally it's mutual. In his eyes, it's mutual finally. He doesn't want to lose that. Look, Denji, the time has come for you to choose between Nayuta's life and your greedy desires. It's not selfish. None of this is selfish. It's normal. It's like it's his basic needs. All of them are being ignored time and time again. Fuck, my eyes are so dry. I choose 2 choices. Good boy, that's it. Don't give up. Do it. Stand up for yourself and your desires. Do it. You can only choose one. I choose both. Huh? Huh? We're seeing a frustrated Yoshida. Huh? Huh? What is that? Don't you care if Nayuta dies? Protesters assemble! Kill this guy for me! The poor boy, he's so desperate. He's so desperate. This is hard to watch. This hurts. Oh my god, Denji. I feel so sorry for him. Oh no. This is tragic. As a mother, I never want my son to make that kind of face. I never want him to experience something like that. Come into my arms, my boy. I'm gonna kill that boy for you. I feel so bad for Denji. He's even dumber than I thought. He's not dumb, you... He's a child, I can't fucking insult him. You motherfucker. He's not dumb. He's a good boy, just like he said. And I'm gonna beat you up. If you keep stressing him out like that, my boy cannot be producing that much cortisol. Too many stress hormones, that's not good for him. That's not good for his health. That's not good for his mental well-being. You are a danger to my child. Get the fuck out. I don't want you anywhere near me or my child ever again. Don't talk to him. Don't even look at him. When you see him somewhere, walk the other way. Don't approach him. Leave my boy Denji alone. Denji! Who's that? Denji! Aww. What happened? Oh, what happened? If she's free? What happened to the guards? What happened to her assailants? What happened to the people who seized her? If she's walking around freely with the dogs and the cat. Nayuta! Thank God. Oh, the hug. The relief, the hug. This is so, oh. Reunited with the child he was so worried about. You stink! 'Cause I haven't had a bath. Has it been that long? Has it been captured for that long? 'Cause I haven't had a bath. It's too soon to let them meet. Oh. It was part of the plan. It was part of the plan. Huh? You weren't done yet? Done with what? Like, if he just agreed and then got to meet Nayuta, there was no guarantee that Denji wouldn't just transform into Chainsaw Man at the next occasion. Like, what's a teenager's word? What's a teenager's word worth? Like, okay, I won't do it. I won't transform into Chainsaw Man. Oh, Nayuta, now you're back here again. Haha, now I can't transform into him again. Now I'm gonna protect Nayuta better than what I did so far. That's what I expect. What did you expect? Is that how adults threaten children? That's not very productive. That's not how you threaten children. That's not effective at all. I would do it differently. So that he won't have a choice, okay? He won't be asked to do something and then promise, pinky promise that he won't transform. He would have no other fucking choice. But I love my boy, I would never do that. I'm just saying, these people are not really professionals if that's how they're handling children they want to coerce into something. Look at that face. It's good to see him lose his cool. Listen to me, Denji. You were about to choose Nayuta's life and get sent home together. You were about to... Why? Who said that? Says who? Where does it say that? Why? Oh, is that also part of the prophecy? And he went against the prophecy or something? Like, what are you talking about? Why are you saying that? And again, what's a child's word worth? Why? Was that just a fucking test? Like a psychological test? Like when you have a quiz and you choose a fish, that means you're like a very caring person or whatever? And right now he just wanted to test Denji's mental aptitude or something? Whatever, this must have proven it to you. If you turn into Chainsaw Man, public safety will kill Nayuta. Aw, look at them. Look at how he's locking his hands around her, not letting her go, not letting her out of his sight, so she can never be taken away from him again by these people. But yeah, yeah, you appeared too soon. He never made a promise, but you threatened him. He now knows. He's taken note of the threat that you could take Nayuta away from him again and kill her if he transforms. He has taken note of that, and now, can you please fuck off? Please fuck off. If you turn into Chainsaw Man, public safety will kill Nayuta. At least she knows now too and cannot force him to do that. Maybe she's gonna let him experience normal high school life, love. Excuse me? Denji, tell this guy to F off. Now! You done? Then we're going home. Yeah, he acknowledged the threat. He acknowledged the threat. Okay. Did he not understand me? Nah, he did, bitch. He did. He's gonna be thinking really hard about what to do and how to live from now on. Don't worry about that. He's gonna have an existential oh my god, nightmare. I forgot words. But yeah, he took note of that. And now he's gonna think twice about transforming into Chainsaw Man, but it's not a guarantee that he won't transform into him at all. He will think twice about it, but what the conclusion is gonna be, I cannot guarantee you, but he took notice of your threat. The way Chainsaw Man fights is outrageous. Destroying buildings makes him no different from the devils. Who's going to pay for all their property damage? There are reports that Chainsaw Man was involved in the recent disappearance of that aquarium too. He was nowhere near that scene, I'm sorry. The falling devil, right? That was nuts. If Chainsaw Man hadn't beaten her, we'd have had a real Nostradamus on our hands. Nostradamus is coming for real, don't you think? Chainsaw Man showed up at our school before. If he beats Nostradamus, won't our school be legendary? Yeah, that's what's fucking important. Fuck you, she said. Oh! In the raws, okay? In the Japanese version, she was supposed to say Denji, tell them fuck you. Nostradamus isn't a devil, you know? Wahahahaha. Oh, poor Denji. Oh no. Oh! Arara! T-shirts. Yes. Hello Japanese viewers, yes, my t-shirts. I'm gonna present all my nice t-shirts to you, but I think this is the last one that has any Japanese kana. So, no more hiragana or katakana or anything else. Or kanji, especially. I don't think so. I think my other graphic t-shirts are just normal graphic t-shirts. But yeah, this is Arara. And it's Donovan on Rape Horse. And it says Idol Master. Idol Master. Nostradamus isn't the devil, you know. Aww. Oh, he's drying her hair for her. The news is talking about that Chainsaw Man church again. They're saying there's a bunch of brainwashed dangerous kids. Look, they're fighting the police. Yeah, I'd be excited about that too. Good. Good children. Denji, look. Oh, he's so oh. He's in despair. He's catatonic, basically. Look at him. He's so out of it. Hey. The church's days are numbered, though. Because I'm not gonna turn into Chainsaw Man anymore. Aw, I fucking knew it. Of course she's more important to him than he himself is. Huh? You aren't? If I do, you'll die. I can't anymore. When he told me I can't be Chainsaw Man, it felt like I died inside. Yeah, I understand. Poor boy. But then I thought about it, and I'm pretty content with the life I have now. He always says that to himself. He always convinces himself that this is the best I can get. Actually, I'm not unhappy. I should be grateful for it. The life I'm living right now. Even though he could and he does deserve better. Nothing beats a normal life. We're back to bread with butter and jam, huh? Do you really think that? Huh? Yeah. Do you really think nothing beats a normal life? I do. I do, right? I love him. I love my silly little boy. He's such a dumb little boy, but he's also a good little boy. And he's a smart boy, okay? He's a smart boy. He's just confused, of course. I mean, I was confused as hell as a teenager too, and I didn't have to go through all that shit that he's going through. Of course, if I went through that, now I would have killed my. I'm just saying, he is strong and pretty mature for, you know, considering everything he's been through and for his age. I do, right? Hey, Pochta. Oh my god, he locked himself in the toilet to talk to Pochta? Anyway, I'm sorry for the Japanese commenter. The design is. I explained it already. It was merch, and it's like the worst things you can think of from Berserk, just jumbled all together. So the design is a shame, but I mean, it's iconic in another way, in a very dark humor kind of way. Uh, but yeah, my Japanese letters containing t-shirts, I love them all. Especially this one because the quality is just so good. Pure cotton. Uh I love how this implies Denji gave her Makima's hairstyle. Stop it. Stop it. Stop. Fuck, just imagining him braiding her hair. So she. Oh my god, no. Stop it. Uh, how long have we been reading? Almost 2 hours. We're 1.5 minutes away from 2 hours. I'm sorry about that. 3 chapters in 2 hours, I'm sorry. And then it says the home of stocks. I love that. But this is sad that he closes himself off so he can have a private chat with Pochta. He's still feeling lonely enough that he talks to Pochta, even though he has so many people in his life right now, and he has Nayuta, who's super close to him. He lives with her. He cares for her. And he still feels lonely. Like, that's the worst thing. If you're alone and lonely, yeah, I mean, okay, I understand. But the worst kind of loneliness is when you're surrounded by a lot of people and still feel so alone. And we know that Pochta was the only one he ever had when he was a child. Pochta was his escape from loneliness. That was his comrade. That was his friend. That was the person he talked to. Because it was the only one that would listen and talk to him too. And even now, as he has a normal life and he is going to high school like a boy his age would, and he has a family that he's caring for, he still feels lonely enough to just go back to the roots and just talk to Pochita, the only being he ever truly and physically connected with. Hey, Pochita. For us, this life is like heaven, right? Still, when he feels unsure, he talks to Pochita. Remember when he wasn't sure which girl to choose because there was so many choices. There was Kobeni, there was Angel. Oh, not that one, that's a dude. There was Makima, and there was Rize, and he was like, oh, Pochita, I like two girls. Which one would you pick? So when he doesn't know how to proceed with his life and the decisions he has to make, he resorts to talking to Pochita. And it's so fucking sweet and sad. But like, despite that, it's like, now I'm dreaming of an even higher heaven. That is normal. We can be happy with what we've got, right, Pochita? We don't need to keep fighting. Typical. You can never shit in peace when you have a cat around. You can't sleep either, Meowie? How the fuck did the cat open the door? Did he leave the door somehow not closed? Ah, he's watching TV in the middle of the night, okay. The sadness part of Denji's life is he literally lost every single best friend he had. Yeah, that is true. That's right. I drink this vegetable juice every day. I wake up feeling more refreshed now. When I recommended it to my grandpa, you see, golf is all about setting your belief in ChainsawMan aside. I can't accept your organization. Okay, interesting. Continue. Recruiting students with no real-world experience. Fighting protesters. I hear you kids are out there playing Devil Hunter, killing devils every night. Do you have any idea how worried your parents must be? Obviously, their parents are either not there in their lives or have no fucking power. How do you people intend to take responsibility for the lives that have been lost playing Chainsaw Man? As for our Devil Hunter activities, we notify the city and the Ministry of Defense in advance. Also, we are active Devil Hunter club members at school. We have real-life combat experience. Oh, children. When children talk about real-life combat experience, please shut the fuck up. For your own good. This is not just a game to us. Children always take something seriously, but in a wrong way. Like, something that should just be a game is suddenly not a fucking game anymore. And then it's a nightmare for every one of us. Only those of us who have accepted Chainsaw Man's teachings work as devil hunters. What are his teachings? He never fucking talked to you. Is it teaching you to leave men to die? Is it teaching you to aspire for sex? Like, is he teaching you to hold women to a certain standard, but not men? Like, they can go rot somewhere on the side of the road. Like, if you're in a car and you have to save someone and there's two people outside, or like one is already, you have to get rid of them, okay? You're in a car, it's a chase scene or something, you need to throw someone out. The man is hitting the curb. He'll even take on two more women and throw at the man. Men are hitting the curb with Chainsaw Man. Is he teaching you that? What are his teachings? What do you know about him? He's never talked to you. Only those of us who have accepted Chainsaw Man's teachings work as devil hunters. What's wrong with following one's sense of justice? They've all been influenced by famine, by the Justice Devil. One sense of justice to save Japanese citizens in an act of self-sacrifice. Oh my god, the kamikaze curse. Although with the kamikaze fighters, they were really forced to. No one was, self-sacrificing themselves out of their own volition. It was forced on them. Oh, and another thing, we hear this Chainsaw Man's teachings crap bandied about, but it's not as though he gave you them directly, right? That's what I said. He has. Huh? Is he gonna reveal himself as the Chainsaw Man? I was like, maybe he's gonna show that implant, that thing, the starter that he has sticking out from his chest. Maybe he's gonna like pretend he's Chainsaw. What if he's gonna bring out fake Sawman? What if fake Sawman is actually a leader of this church? He has. Huh? If you prefer, I can let you hear Chainsaw Man speak for himself now. Huh? What? Oh no. Oh no, just as he's accepted he's not gonna transform into Chainsaw Man anymore, suddenly someone else is claiming his identity and speaking for him as if it's him. I would be upset too if suddenly someone out there claimed to be me, had their own church or following, and spoke for that church and let that church speak for them, but actually they're pretending to be me, so it's actually me saying all that. No, I would go crazy. I would fuck them up. I would fuck them up. What? What are you looking at the microwave for? Why is he going to the phone? What? Does he think that that was an invitation for him to call the TV station and say this is him or something? Or whatever? What? We could talk to Chainsaw Man? No one mentioned that in the meeting. Nobody told me either. I'm so fucking confused. Let's call him together. Here we go. Chainsaw Man! Greetings. I am Chainsaw Man. Who the fuck are you? The fuck is that? It doesn't appear to be the student with the eye patch. But if this dude is tall, he has the stature of fake Sawman, of the fake one that held up Yuko's corpse, the fake one that came and told him to flee with Asa and survive until dawn. He has that stature. It looks that size. I'm coming to you from the Chainsaw Man Church. I fucking hate it. I would be so upset if I was Denji. I would be beside myself with anger. I would be so frustrated. No feeling is worse than frustration because you don't know what the fuck to do with yourself. I would go insane if someone claimed to be me and spoke for me and assumed my identity. I would go insane. This is my worst nightmare. Poor Denji. I'm so sorry, my boy. Yeah, there's nothing this boy is not gonna go through, is it? Is there? Yes, the rumors are true. My body is halfway between human and devil. I gained the power to turn into Chainsaw Man in a fateful encounter with the Justice Devil. I fucking knew it. I somehow knew that because everyone who had a pact with the Justice Devil transformed differently. Remember the class president in the first chapter of part 2? She transformed into something that looked more like the Muscle Devil from part 1, if you remember. That looked more like the Muscle Devil. And Yuko transformed into something that could be a different type of devil. but they're all different devils that are doubles of existing devils. That's what I thought. So it makes sense that the Justice Devil gave someone the power to transform into a double of Chainsaw Man. Is it double or double? I don't know. So, okay, that is confirmed now. I understand. Oh, I need to take my meds. Let's do it in 20 minutes. Snooze. Okay. It makes sense. In a fateful encounter with the Justice Devil. Okay, so now it's confirmed. The reason I fight to create a world without devils. In a devilless world, Adam and Eve? What? But the weird thing is, as soon as he said in a devilless world, Adam and Eve, I didn't think of Adam and Eve, you know, from the Bible for some reason. Maybe because I'm primed by Chainsaw Man. For some reason, I thought of Luna and Sun at the end of Fire Punch. Anyway, I would be fucking beside myself if someone said something so cringy in my name. Wrong! Denji? He woke up. And Nayuta wasn't even like, what the fuck, Denji? She was like, Denji? When he fucking screamed his lungs out. She's a strong sleeper. I never thought that stuff. I don't fight for any reason. I love him. I feel so bad for him. He's not just going through, you know, physical and emotional trauma. He's going through, like, psychological trauma, you know, with people breaking him down psychologically with this type of stuff. They're playing with his identity. You know, Makima played with his feelings. These people are playing with his identity. It's insane. It's the cat meme pose, you're right. Zelda doesn't take meds. Does a crazy train become just a normal train? But, oh my god. I feel so bad for him. There's nothing they're not gonna put him through, huh? I never thought that stuff. I don't fight for any reason. You know, this is somehow a philosophical question, but what is nobler? Fighting and doing good deeds for a good reason? Or fighting and doing good deeds for no reason? Despite there not being a reason. What is nobler? I leave it to you. But it's like the same question, like, what is worse? Having everything you've ever wanted and have it taken away from you? Or never having anything at all your entire life? What is worse? Despite you knowing that you could have or deserve to have something, you know, what is worse? Yearning and never having something? Or having yearned and achieved something, but having it taken away from you? What is worse? Denji is making us ask ourselves these highly philosophical questions. Just by him saying, I don't fight for any reason. To me, he's a hero for saying that. I admire him for that. He has no reason to do that. He gains nothing from it. I mean, except for, you know, something that fulfills him personally. But, like, he doesn't do that for the betterment of society, per se. He does better society if he fights off devils, but that isn't the goal. That's the means. His goal is to feel accepted and loved by people. I died a gazillion times, and next thing I knew, people were calling me Chainsaw Man on their own. Yeah, he was actually forced into the role of Chainsaw Man, if you remember, in part 1. He never wanted to be. He said in the beginning, I don't want to transform into Chainsaw Man, when Aki told him to demonstrate his abilities. I don't want to transform into Chainsaw Man because it hurts. I lose a lot of blood and it fucking hurts. It hurts like hell. And even when they were in the hotel with the Infinity Devil, he was in pain. You need to remember that every time Denji transforms into Chainsaw Man, he's in constant fucking agony. He's in pain. He's not just transforming and being a hero, because that actually hurts. Each transformation and maintaining the transformation and dying and coming back to life, he feels that. He feels all of the pain. So, agony, Agni, I love that. But yeah, you have to remember that. He didn't want to transform. It's only after he transformed and went through immense pain, despite not wanting to go through that, that he realized, hey, people, somehow, if I hurt myself, people love me for that. Okay, I'm gonna keep hurting myself and do what they want me to do. If that makes them love me, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go through pain. They're gonna be rid of devils. We both win. But he didn't do it for like a noble reason. Next thing I knew, people were calling me Chainsaw Man on their own. Your guy isn't Chainsaw Man. And Nayuta totally out of it. Oh no, Chainsaw Man. Oh no, Denji. I'm more Chainsaw Man than him. There. That was a tragic chapter. That was... You know, last time... Now we're done with the chapter. We're done for today, but... Last time... Like, the chapters we read yesterday, they felt more like action movies. You know, he was an action hero that was also badass and cool and so much action, and he's a hero and of course he's surviving. And he even got a girl on his motorbike, and the motorbike is so cool. Like, that was pure action hero ecstasy that we got. And today's 3 chapters that we read are just existential dread. They're so tragic. I hate it. How can you attack his identity that way? How can you play with his identity that way? And threaten to kill a child. I feel so bad for Denji. Okay, we streamed for 2 hours and 18 minutes. I am so sorry. Almost 2.5 hours for 3 chapters. I'm so sorry. But that was heavy. That was a lot. This is what I mean. We get a mixture, a salad of so many feelings when we read Chainsaw Man. First, it's like a rom-com, you know, with Asa-den and the aquarium. But then it's also like a high school slice of life. But then it's also like a psychological horror. It's and drama and tragedy. You have a mix of everything, and I fucking hate it. I mean, I love it, but I'm suffering here. It's a very rich salad, okay? Very luxurious salad that we're being served by Fujimoto here. Viewer count peaked at 90. Yay! Thank you for telling me, anti-mate. But yeah, that was... As you see, those were really dense chapters. They were really rich with so much material to talk about, because I couldn't stop fucking talking. As you noticed for 2.5 hours reading just 3 chapters, that I talked a lot. It's because there was just so much to talk about, in my opinion. And it wasn't just, personal stuff like, my mom being a witch. It it was, it was all Chainsaw Man related, in my opinion. So, we get maybe 14, 15 pages per week, but there's just a lot going on. You know what I mean? To analyze stuff, you you kind of need to talk about it, and when you talk about it, it takes up a lot of time. There's just so much happening. Like maybe a chapter, you can read it in 2 minutes. Yeah, but there was more than 2 minutes in each chapter. But yeah, uh, the fact that we barely got Asa in these chapters too. Oh yeah, we only saw her appear once in the hospital, and that's it. Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm not gonna keep you here any longer. You've already been forced through 2.5 hours almost. Thank you for giving me your attention. Thank you for uh pushing through. Thank you for keeping me company. Thank you for listening to me. I hope you enjoyed yourselves. Uh, I know I didn't read and address that many comments, but I will read them back after the video is done buffering. I'm gonna read all the comments, so just so you know, whatever you said to me, it did reach me, okay, by tomorrow. It did reach me. I did read that. I did acknowledge that. And you are not being ignored. I mean, you were being ignored, but not forever, okay? I do read back all the comments that I missed because I also don't want to miss on information or analysis from the viewers. Chat always has a lot to say to me, and honestly, you also correct me and remind me of things that are crucial that I don't know how my brain could have just fucking shut that out. So I'm always grateful for every comment that I get. It's good for my reading experience too. So as I said, thank you for coming. Yes, I will be streaming tomorrow as well. Tomorrow and the day after tomorrow. Thank you for coming. I hope you enjoyed yourselves and have a nice day, evening, or night wherever you are. Bye bye.